Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Hey there.
So glad to have you all with us here in, well, just beautiful Overton County.
It is lovely this time of year.
Seems like just yesterday the red buds were popping, and now, whew, that honeysuckle smell is everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Love that smell.
Hope y'all are doing all right, whether you're maybe out in your Dale Hollow Lake or just sitting on the porch swing there in Livingston.
Hope so.
Today, we're fixing to dig into something that, well, I really believe it can add a heaping measure of peace and neighborliness, too, right here where we live.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to be looking at this whole idea of loving kindness. We've got some real thoughtful words today from Jack Kornfield. He's a respected fellow, spent a lot of time trying to understand the human heart, the mind.
Okay.
And these are from one of his talks, shared on the Be Here Now network. Now, I know when some folks hear talk like this, maybe terms they ain't familiar with, they might think it's something foreign.
Right, maybe not for us.
But let's just hold our horses a minute. Let's see.
Exactly. Because we ain't trying to change anybody's faith or, how they see the world. Not at all.
Well,
what we're really after, I think, is tapping into something God put in all of us. That natural ability we have to love, to be kind.
It's in there.
We're just kind of considering it from maybe a slightly different angle, seeing how we can grow that spirit of goodwill in our own lives. Right here.
Right here in Overton County?
Yeah. Think of it like, well, maybe another way to live out that golden rule,
That's a good way to look at it. A really good way.
So what we're really aiming for today, folks, is to try and grasp what this loving kindness truly means.
Yeah, what is it?
And how we can actually, practice it in our daily walk.
The practical side.
Right, and why it matters so much. Not just for our own peace of mind, going about our day in maybe Cookeville or up on the plateau.
Sure.
But for how we treat each other, our neighbors, our family, everyone, in every corner of this county, really, and beyond.
And beyond, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. When we talk about loving kindness, what are we really talking about here?
Okay.
It sounds good, sure, but is it just, being polite at the Save-A-Lot? Is that it?
Well, it's a good bit deeper than just, a passing pleasantry, though politeness is good.
Oh, absolutely.
But this is more like tending to the soil of our hearts. Constantly. A way of being in the world that's really rooted in goodwill.
Okay. Rooted in goodwill.
Yeah. These old teachings, they use this word metta. And folks translate it as loving kindness, sure, but also friendliness, a genuine wish for the well-being of others.
Metta. Okay.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how it's tied to this idea of a liberated heart.
Liberated. How so?
Meaning a heart that's been freed up, freed from all the stuff that can block love, like fear. Those little judgments we all wrestle with sometimes.
Oh, yeah, we all do that. And just plain confusion, maybe.
No.
So the key insight here, it isn't just about feeling love like passively. It's about actively dismantling those internal barriers.
The fear and judgment.
Exactly. The things that stop that natural love, that God-given love from flowing. It's an active inner clearing, you might say.
Kornfield, he put it plain as day, didn't he? He said, all of these are expressions of the freedom of heart, the free heart that's not caught in confusion and fear and grasping and judgment, but is actually free to love.
That's it right there. Free to love.
So it's like clearing out the briars and the weeds in our garden so the good fruit, the good stuff can actually grow.
That's a perfect image for it. Exactly. And the real beauty of it, the good news you could say is this ain't something we have to go out and find somewhere else.
It's not.
No. Like Kornfield reminds us, quoting another wise soul, he says, all you need is already inside of you, only you must approach yourself with reverence and love.
Reverence and love. For ourselves.
Yeah. It's like that still small voice within us, maybe that spark of the divine. It's just waiting for us to pay it some mind.
Okay. Now, you said it's more than just being nicey nice.
Right.
Could you shed a little more light on that? Because, in our neck of the woods down here, we value niceness. We try to be nice folks.
We surely do. And that's a fine start, a wonderful thing. But sometimes, maybe being nice can be about appearances.
Keeping up appearances.
Or maybe even wanting something back. Love and kindness, though. This metta. It's about a sincere, heartfelt wish. Just wishing good things for others.
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless. Not because they earned it or because it helps us out somehow, but just because they're our fellow travelers on this earth. children of God, just like us.
Ah, okay.
So you can think of metta as like an active intention, something you can set in your heart throughout the day, like may this person be free from suffering, or may that little critter over there be safe and happy.
That that helps me see the difference. It's more internal, more intentional. So this idea, this ain't some brand new thing that just popped up recently, is it?
Oh, heavens no, not by a long shot. What's really remarkable, truly, is that folks were thinking about these very things thousands of years ago.
Thousands. Wow.
Yeah. There's this ancient collection of teachings. It's called the Metta Sutta. It's attributed to the Buddha from way back, like 2,500 years ago.
The Metta-sutta.
And it's all about cultivating this loving kindness. It's timeless wisdom, really. It still
Well,
speaks to deep truths about how we got to treat each other.
can you share a little bit of what that old teaching says? I'm curious now.
Oh, gladly. Yeah. The Sutta, it talks about cherishing all beings, every single one.
I'll be.
Yeah, no matter how small or, seemingly insignificant. It encourages us to wish them happiness, safety, joy,
Mm-hmm.
with a heart that just knows no boundaries, doesn't put up fences.
A boundless heart.
Right. As it says, let me see. So with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, diffusing the whole world with unobstructed loving kindness.
Unobstructed.
Ah.
Wow.
Wishing may all beings be happy. May they live in safety, enjoy all living beings, whether weak or strong, tall, stout, average, or short seen or unseen, near or far, born or yet to be born. May they all be held in loving kindness. May they all be happy.
Ooh. Held in loving kindness, may they all be happy. That's powerful imagery right there.
Isn't it?
You can just imagine how that kind of mindset, if we really took it to heart, could shift things. Right here in Overton County, in our churches, our schools, gosh, everywhere folks gather.
It truly could. It really could shift the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And a key part of this whole practice, this whole idea, is that it starts right where we are.
Meaning?
I mean, within ourselves, we got to learn to extend that same kindness inward first.
Ah, okay. Now that might be a hurdle for some of us, I reckon.
You think so?
Well, yeah. We're often taught, look out for others first. Put others first. Ain't that the truth?
It is the truth. And Kornfield, he touches on that. He observes in the West, and people have seen this, that we're so hard on ourselves. There's so much unworthiness, self-hatred, judgment, that a lot of people wishing themselves well, it feels like a weird thing to do.
Yeah, it does feel kind of weird. Maybe selfish even.
It can feel that way.
Yeah.
We can be our own toughest critics, can't we? And this idea of actively wishing ourselves well, yeah, it can feel a little wrong, maybe prideful.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it this way. If we connect this to the bigger picture, to God's unending love for us, for each one of us, well, doesn't it stand to reason that we should also treat ourselves with that same grace He shows us?
Huh. That's something to ponder on, ain't it? Treating ourselves with grace. It's like, like we got to fill our own lamps first before we can shine a light for anybody else.
Exactly. That's a wonderful way to put it. How can we truly offer love and kindness, genuine kindness, to our neighbors, our friends, our family, if we don't have a wellspring of it inside ourselves first?
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
You just can't. It's like trying to draw water from a dry well down yonder. So, self-acceptance. Treating ourselves with that same grace and love we'd offer a dear friend, someone we truly care about. That's the bedrock. That's the foundation for extending it outwards.
Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense when you put it like that. So once we start showing ourselves a little more grace, a little kindness, where do we go from there? How do we spread it out?
Well, the traditional way of practicing this, it involves kind of widening our circle of kindness, step by step.
Okay, like ripples in a pond.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
You begin with yourself. Get comfortable there first.
Right.
Then you move to those you hold dear, naturally, your family, your closest friends, the easy ones, usually.
Right.
After that, you start to include folks you might feel kind of neutral towards, people you see around town, maybe at the post office in Birdstown, but don't really know well.
Uh-huh. The checker at the store, maybe?
Exactly. And then comes the real challenge for most of us.
Uh-oh. So what's that?
Extend that same goodwill, that same wish for happiness and safety, even to those folks you find, difficult.
Oh, boy. Whew. That last one sounds like trying to herd cats. That's tough.
It can be. It really can be. Kornfield, he shares this kind of lighthearted story about someone on a retreat who was wrestling with this very thing.
Yeah.
And they couldn't decide whether to focus their love and kindness on, like, this really respected spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, I think it was, or their own pet dog.
Okay, I can see that dilemma.
Right. But it reminds us, you just start where your heart naturally opens. whoever feels easiest. Maybe it is the dog first.
Makes sense. Start easy.
Yeah. And even those small acts of friendliness we talked about, a genuine smile, a friendly wave to someone down by the lake, those are part of this practice too. It all counts.
So it's about exercising that muscle, that love muscle, bit by bit, getting stronger.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And what's truly fascinating when you step back and look at it, this whole notion of love, capital L love, it's something of a mystery, ain't it?
Oh, it surely is.
We know it when we feel it, we know it when we see it. But trying to pin down exactly what it is, that can be like trying to catch a sunbeam in your hand.
You're speaking the truth there. It's beyond simple explaining.
Yeah. Kornfield, he uses this powerful comparison. He says, love is a mystery. Nobody really knows what it is. It's like gravity.
Gravity.
It just pulls together. And that's really what love is.
Yeah.
We see the effects of gravity. We feel it. We have our ideas about it. But the heart of it, what it is, kind of elusive.
That's an interesting way to think about it. Pulls things together.
Yeah. And if we connect this back to our lives, right here in Overton County,
Yeah.
isn't a lot of what we long for really about connection, about pulling together,
I think so.
overcoming that feeling of loneliness, maybe isolation that can sometimes creep in, even in a place like ours where folks mostly know each other.
Sadly, I reckon you're right. More folks feel isolated than we might think sometimes, even in a close-knit community.
Yeah, studies show it. Loneliness, isolation.
Mm.
They're real challenges in our modern world everywhere.
Mm.
So maybe, if we actively cultivate this loving kindness, this metta, could that be a way to build bridges, to, connect with each other right here in Livingston, in Alon, in Dahlem, with more understanding, more warmth?
It surely sounds like it could be a balm for what ails us sometimes, doesn't it? A real healing thing.
I believe it can be.
Now, you mentioned you had some real-life examples, stories about loving kindness in action. I always appreciate a good story, something that shows how these ideas actually play out.
Oh, absolutely. Stories stick with us, don't they? There's a sweet story about a fella who worked with primates, gorillas actually, at a zoo.
Gorillas, okay.
And he was teaching children how to approach them. You couldn't just run up to them. You had to approach them very respectfully.
Right. Big animals.
Yeah. He said, you lower your eyes and you kind of sidle up.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you want their attention, you clear your throat. Gently,
Yeah. Sidle up and clear your throat.
Yeah. And he connected that respectful way of approaching these powerful creatures directly with love, underscoring how we ought to treat each other, with that same level of understanding, that same care and respect.
Oh, goodness. That's a powerful reminder, isn't it, for how we interact with everybody we meet. From folks at church to the fella at the feed store, treat them with respect.
Exactly. And then there's a more maybe intense story, powerful one, about someone who was in a really scary situation, actually being mugged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But somehow, in that moment, they responded with loving kindness, even told the person threatening them,
Yeah.
get this, you did good.
Wait, while being mugged, they said, you did good.
Yeah, Kornfield tells it like I guess I did good. You did really good. You did good. Go show your friends you did really good. You don't have to shoot me. I did good.
Goodness gracious. That's not the reaction most of us would expect, or probably have.
Yeah, not at all. It's surprising, isn't it? Especially in a moment of fear like that. But it just shows the unexpected strength, maybe even power, that can come from meeting that negativity with something entirely different, something disarming.
It really makes you think, don't it?
Yeah.
About how our responses can just change the whole dynamic of a situation,
Cool.
for good or bad.
It truly does. It truly does. And then, maybe closer to our own experience, there's that heartwarming story. You might have heard it. From Christmas morning, way back in '52.
Maybe. Tell me.
About a father seeing this family kind of stranded in the rain at a service station. Kornfield tells it, when my father pulled into the service station, I saw there were 5 of them. My father rolled down his window, Merry Christmas. He said, howdy, the man replied.
Okay.
And this father, he didn't just wish them well. He went out of his way to help them. Brought them home, shared their Christmas breakfast with them. Just simple, spontaneous generosity.
Oh, wow. Brought strangers home for Christmas.
Yeah. And the story highlights the joy that came from it. Not just for the family he helped, bless their hearts, but for his own children who saw it happen, witnessed that kindness.
Oh, I love that story. That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Just embody that spirit.
Yeah.
Like Matthew 25:40 says, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.
Amen. That's it right there. It just reminds you of the true meaning of giving, the joy that comes, real joy, from lifting others up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kornfield, He kind of brings it all back around to this central point. He says, the point isn't to perfect your personality or your mind or your life in some way, not to perfect yourself, but to perfect your love.
Perfect your love, not yourself.
Right. It's not about becoming flawless or having all the answers. It's
Stupid.
about cultivating and growing that capacity for love, for kindness. It's already within us.
Yeah.
And being patient with ourselves, gentle with ourselves in that process, because it is a process.
Yeah. So it ain't about being perfect people ourselves. It's about getting better at loving. Loving in the way that, well, that Christ loved us. Unconditionally.
Precisely. That's a beautiful way to frame it. And if we remember that, well, as Solzhenitsyn famously said, the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. Every single one of us.
That's sobering, but true.
It is. So practicing this loving kindness, it helps us see that shared humanity. It helps us recognize that same struggle maybe in everyone we encounter, even those we disagree with, or those we find challenging right here in our own communities.
Yeah.
It reminds us we're all in this together. We're all God's children trying our best, usually.
That's a powerful truth to hold on to, especially these days. We're all in this together under the same heaven. Need to remember that.
We do. And, what blessings come from cultivating this love and heart? What good does it do us, practically?
Yeah, what are the benefits?
Well, that ancient wisdom, the Metta and others, they tell us it can lead to things like peaceful sleep, sweet dreams.
Oh, I could use some of that.
Me too. And a sense of protection, maybe? Kind of thoughts floating through your mind, and just a more harmonious world right around you. Kornfield shares some of this, saying something like, if you have a loving heart, you can go anywhere, your dreams will be sweet, and you'll fall asleep easily. And animals sense this and love you.
Huh. Animals sense it. Interesting. Well, those are definitely blessings we could surely use more of in our lives, ain't they?
I think so, too.
Okay. So, to kind of try and draw it all together here.
Yeah, let's sum it up.
This loving kindness, this metta, it isn't just a nice sentiment, like a feel-good phrase. It's a real practice. A powerful practice with deep, deep roots in ancient wisdom.
That's right.
It starts with accepting ourselves right where we are, flaws and all, like God accepts us.
Grace for ourselves.
And then it gently reaches out, that circle widens, to eventually encompass everyone around us, even those folks who test our patience sometimes.
Especially them, maybe.
Right. It's about intention, setting that intention. It's about respect. And it's about recognizing that deep down we're all connected by that thread of humanity and ultimately by the love of God.
Beautifully said. Couldn't agree more.
Amen to that. So, all right, here's a practical question then. What's one small step? One simple thing we folks right here in Overton County can maybe take this week to spread just a little more of this love and kindness around?
Okay. A call to action. I like it. How about this? Just an idea.
Yeah.
Let's just make a conscious effort, maybe just once this week, to offer a sincere word of encouragement to someone we might usually just nod to, at church, maybe, or at the coffee shop over in Jamestown.
Okay. A genuine compliment or word of thanks.
Yeah. Or maybe offer a helping hand to a neighbor who's working in their yard, struggling with something.
Lend a hand.
Or even simpler, maybe just send in a silent prayer, a quiet wish for peace and well-being for someone you see driving down Highway 111, or someone who looks like they're having a rough day.
Just a silent blessing.
Yeah. Those little acts, done with a heart that's trying to be kind. I really believe they can ripple outwards. They can make our community just a little bit brighter, a little more reflectant of God's love.
I like that. Simple things don't have to be grand gestures, but they can carry a lot of weight.
They really can.
Well, thank you. Thank you for walking through all this with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Good to talk about.
And thank you, dear listeners. Thank you all for joining us once again here on The Deep Dive. If this conversation has touched your heart in some way, maybe sparked something, please do like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined. That way you won't miss our future explorations into wisdom for everyday living, grounded right here in our community.
Yes, please do. And before we go, maybe just a moment. May all beings everywhere be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be free from suffering. Amen.
Amen. And a real heartfelt thank you again to Jack Kornfield for sharing his insights that we drew on today, and to each and every one of you listening in Overton County and maybe beyond, wherever your day has taken you. Until we meet again, y'all take care now, and God bless you all.